Prince Lev Nikolaevich Myshkin, a man of pure innocence and goodness, thrust into a society rife with corruption and moral decay. This is the premise of Fyodor Dostoevsky's 19th-century Russian novel, The Idiot. He is often called an idiot by other characters because of his innocence, naivety, and open-heartedness, which starkly contrasts with the self-serving behavior of the society around him. The year is 1869, and we're in the heart of Russia. The society is marked by a relentless pursuit of wealth, power, and social status. It's a world where virtue is viewed as weakness and corruption is the order of the day. Into this world, Dostoevsky introduces Myshkin, a character of stark contrast. He is a man of profound innocence and honesty, a man who is, by societal standards, an idiot. But is he really? As we move forward into the narrative, we start to see that Prince Myshkin's idiocy may not be a deficiency, but a mirror reflecting the absurdities of the society around him. His simplicity and honesty, his refusal to participate in the moral decay that permeates his surroundings, and his unwavering dedication to kindness and love all point to a profound wisdom. In this world, Dostoevsky explores the paradoxes of human nature and the complexities of societal norms. He raises questions about what it means to be good and the price one pays for maintaining purity of heart in a world that doesn't value it. Through Myshkin, he presents a critique of societal values, a critique that rings true even in our present day. Prince Myshkin's journey through this world forms the backbone of The Idiot. His experiences, interactions, and the reactions he elicits from those around him form a tapestry of human behavior, a study of the dichotomy between innocence and corruption, between virtue and vice. So who really is the idiot here? Could an idiot, in his simplicity and purity, actually be the wisest among us? This question isn't as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact, it's the heart of the wise fool concept, a philosophical trope that has been explored throughout literature and philosophy. Let's analyze the character of Prince Myshkin, the idiot in Dostoevsky's masterpiece. Myshkin, despite his title, possesses an inherent goodness and innocence that starkly contrasts the society around him. His naivety is not a lack of intelligence, but rather a refusal to partake in the duplicity and moral compromise that permeate the world. This is where the paradox of the wise fool comes into play. Myshkin, with his genuine kindness and empathy, is often dismissed as a fool. Yet his actions and worldview consistently expose the absurdities and ills of society. His foolishness becomes a mirror, reflecting the hypocrisy, greed, and shallow pretensions of those around him. In his innocence, Myshkin reveals the profound wisdom of simplicity. He challenges the societal norms that equate cunning and deceit with intelligence, and kindness with weakness. His life becomes a compelling argument for a different kind of wisdom, one that values authenticity, compassion, and moral integrity. It's worth noting that the wise fool isn't a new concept. It has roots in ancient traditions and philosophical discourses. From the court jesters who used humor to critique the monarchy, to the Eastern philosophy of foolish wisdom, the notion of a wise fool has long been a tool for challenging societal norms and revealing deeper truths. In The Idiot, Dostoevsky presents a powerful exploration of this paradox. Through Myshkin's character, he forces us to question our definitions of wisdom and foolishness. He invites us to consider whether true intelligence lies in conforming to societal norms, or in daring to live by one's own moral compass, even when it's misunderstood or ridiculed. So, we return to our initial question, and perhaps see it in a new light. Is it possible that true wisdom lies in what society deems as foolishness? It's a question that continues to resonate, challenging us to rethink our perceptions of wisdom and to recognize the potential profundity in the seemingly foolish. Critics argue that Myshkin's goodness is his downfall, a naive weakness. But is it? This question has been the source of much debate, with many asserting that the prince's purity of heart leads him to be exploited and misunderstood, ultimately leading to his downfall. Critics often point to Myshkin's inability to navigate the complexities of Russian society as evidence of this weakness. They argue that his truthfulness, while admirable, is impractical in a world full of deceit and manipulation. His lack of guile, they contend, leaves him vulnerable to the machinations of those less virtuous. Others question whether Myshkin's goodness is truly authentic. They suggest that his innocence might be a form of ignorance, an unwillingness or inability to comprehend the darker aspects of human nature. Some even go so far as to label him a holy fool, a figure of ridicule rather than reverence. But let's turn this criticism on its head. What if Myshkin's goodness is not a weakness, but a strength? An indictment of the societal values that prioritize cunning and deceit over honesty and compassion. His inability to conform to societal expectations is not a failing but a deliberate choice, a rejection of the moral decay he sees around him. What if his authenticity, his refusal to play the games of society, is a form of protest, a challenge to us all to live according to our true values? Myshkin's innocence, then, becomes a mirror, reflecting back the ugliness of a society that exploits and derides virtue. In this light, Myshkin is not the naive fool, but the wise sage, exposing the hypocrisy and moral bankruptcy of the society he inhabits. His downfall is not a result of his goodness, but of society's inability to accept it. So, while critics may argue that Myshkin's goodness is his downfall, perhaps we should question whether it is the society that has fallen, not the idiot. Perhaps the idiot is not so foolish after all. Through Prince Myshkin, Dostoevsky raises profound philosophical questions about goodness, morality, and the nature of man. Prince Myshkin, the idiot, is a character of extreme innocence and purity, a stark contrast to the morally decayed society around him. He's an embodiment of Dostoevsky's exploration of the human condition, the struggle between our virtues and vices, between our innate goodness and the corruption of societal norms. One of the fascinating scenes that highlights this philosophical theme is when Myshkin meets Rogojin, a man driven by passion and jealousy. Despite Rogojin's openly hostile intentions, Myshkin responds with compassion, understanding, and forgiveness. This interaction prompts us to question, is Myshkin's approach a sign of weakness, or is it a testament to his strength of character and moral superiority? Literary scholar Joseph Frank suggests that Myshkin's character represents Dostoevsky's ideal of a positively good man. Frank argues that Myshkin's innocence and kindness, while often seen as foolishness, are in fact the highest form of wisdom and understanding. This perspective challenges the conventional wisdom that equates cleverness with wisdom and kindness with naivety. Similarly, philosopher Slavoj Žižek interprets Myshkin as a radical ethical figure, one who disrupts the status quo and exposes the moral bankruptcy of society. He suggests that Myshkin's compassion, often misunderstood and exploited, is a form of resistance against a society that values power and wealth over human connection. Moreover, Myshkin's epileptic fits, which Dostoevsky himself experienced, are symbolic of his heightened sensitivity and awareness. They represent moments of intense clarity and insight into the human condition, further emphasizing the philosophical depth of his character. Dostoevsky challenges us to rethink our perceptions of what it means to be wise, good, and truly human. By presenting us with the paradox of the wise fool, he invites us to reflect on our values and judgments. The idiot becomes a mirror, reflecting to us the contradictions and complexities of our nature. If we accept the idiot as the true sage, what does this say about our judgments and values? A profound question, is it not? As we dissect the philosophy of the idiot, we're compelled to reevaluate our own perceptions and prejudices. Dostoevsky's Prince Myshkin, the idiot, is a beacon of authenticity in a world shrouded in deceit and pretense. His unfiltered honesty, his raw vulnerability, they unsettle us, not because they are strange, but because they are rare. In a society that often rewards cunning and manipulation, Myshkin's innocence is mistaken for foolishness. But isn't there a certain wisdom in his unassuming simplicity, a wisdom that escapes the most learned among us? Consider compassion, the idiot's second nature. He empathizes deeply, feels others' pain as his own. In today's world, where we often hide behind screens, where we've mastered the art of apathy, Myshkin's genuine concern for others is a stark reminder of our shared humanity. A reminder that we are not islands, but interconnected beings in the vast ocean of existence. And then there's purity of heart. Myshkin doesn't just talk about morality, he lives it. His actions, guided by an inner compass of goodness, are a testament to his character. But this purity is often misunderstood, misinterpreted. In a world that often views kindness as a weakness, Myshkin stands as a symbol of strength, a testament to the power of love and goodness. So what can we learn from the idiot? Perhaps the lesson is to value authenticity over pretense, compassion over indifference, and purity of heart over superficiality. To recognize that true wisdom doesn't always reside in intellectual prowess, but often in the simplicity of a kind heart, to question our own judgments and values, to challenge societal norms. In the end, perhaps we can all learn something from the idiot.